Good morning, I'm Robert Glazer from Wright Chartered Accountants, and I'd like to welcome today Alison Page from ABN Marketing.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. First of all, Alison, do you mind telling us how does a small business go about making sure it gets the most from marketing?
Okay, well the most important thing I would suggest is the planning stage. It's really important that they set clear objectives, what they're looking to achieve, approach the right target audience with the right mechanism, ideally at the right time if that's possible,
Sure.
with a clear call to action. Quite often that's forgotten, and at the end of that process a very clear tools for monitoring and measuring the activity, so that at the end of it you can actually identify if it's worked or not.
So you get a feel for the return.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You don't want to be throwing your money away and it not having good effect.
Sure. I mean, I guess in the current economic climate, everyone's a bit tight on money. So is there a certain amount that people should be budgeting on marketing?
It's not really a question, I don't think, of setting a fixed budget, but again, based upon the objectives of that activity, making sure that you're making best use of your spend. So as I say, make sure you're talking to the right people. You know, in the past there's been very much this shotgun approach, where you throw your net as wide as possible in hope, in the hope of maximum gain. In actual fact, the only thing that will happen is that you will waste your money in that regard, and you're far better off targeting that activity.
Okay, I've often heard that a certain percentage of turnover should be spent on marketing. Is there any guidelines like that?
The common theme at the moment seems to be to spend a certain proportion of your budget on digital. So not just a question of website, but social medias, social media platforms, SEO, PPC. So yes, if you're looking at proportioning your budget, make sure it's weighted in that direction, I would suggest.
Okay. And you referred to a target market. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so in terms of your business and your products and services, in an ideal world, you would know who your target market is. So your perfect market, your perfect audience that you would be selling those products and services to. And you can identify those by age, gender, financial status, interests, and location in terms of where they're based. And once you've got that picture of who it is that you're talking to, then you can identify from there where they are. And by that I don't necessarily mean in terms of geographic location, but what their interests are, where they hang out, and make sure you can talk directly to them.
And you can help businesses find them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm involved in strategy and planning as well as implementation.
Great.
Yes.
Great. Okay. And we've come across phrases like CRM and CMS. Can you explain what they are and what the difference is between them?
Do you know, we have a terrible habit, don't we, of lapsing into acronyms, and nobody else has got a clue what we're talking about. It's very simple. CRM means customer relationship management, and CMS means content management system.
Okay.
Customer relationship management is a process for engaging your customers. Content management system is a system that you would use to, say, update your website. So they're very different things.
Oh, they really are, aren't they? Okay. So I guess customer relationship management is pretty crucial for most businesses, if not all.
Yeah, it is. For the simple reason that it's a lot cheaper to gain business from your existing customers than it is to go out and source new business, prospect, aim to convert them. So that's a factor, certainly. And also I think we're getting more and more savvy nowadays as customers. And if we are contacted by a company purely with an aim to sell us something, I think we rapidly lose patience with that, and we will go and shop elsewhere. So that relationship building that you maintain with your customers over a period of time and add value, personally I believe is going to gain in importance.
Right, okay. And branding is a phrase that we hear agencies use quite a bit, but and I know that we should be applying it to small business as well, but is that your view, that it's important to small businesses?
It is. There are degrees,
Yeah.
obviously, with most things, but quite often people believe a brand is no more than the name and the logo.
Right.
Where in actual fact, what it should be is something which signifies the beliefs, the values, the personality of that organisation. Yeah. If you take something like Volvo, for instance, we don't think about the badge on the front of the car. In actual fact, I couldn't actually even draw it for you. Yeah. But what we do think about when we think about Volvo is that it's a safe car, it's Swedish, it's well built, we have faith and confidence in it, and that is what's about the brand. So in actual fact, when you're selling yourself, selling your business, you're selling the brand. It's not, the logo is part of it, but it's not that in isolation. Sure.
Okay, well, I think we have a phrase called products around for something which sounds similar.
Right.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned earlier social media and digital marketing. Is that replacing traditional marketing?
No, not at all. Social media is in effect another platform, another channel of marketing. So, for instance, other platforms could be the internet or direct marketing. So, social media is very much a part of sort of that process. It's a tool.
Right.
It's the new word of mouth. Often we communicate via text, via Facebook, via Twitter. So therefore, because it's that new word of mouth, it's something that can't be ignored. But I always work with my clients to try and produce a well-integrated campaign. Therefore, it will be covering a number of different channels to maximise the effect.
Okay. And one question I did want to ask, which was, what's the difference between marketing and PR? But also, is what you just mentioned about using social media, is that PR type exercises?
Yes, it is. PR, it kind of comes under many guises because it can cover events and sponsorship, press releases, etc. But PR is about forming and shaping attitudes and opinions.
Right.
Again, it's a tool of marketing. Marketing is a very broad, holistic term, which has a number of different elements to it. So yes, in terms of social media, if you're using it to raise awareness of your business and also, launch new products, services, events, then yes, that in effect is a form of PR.
Okay, good. And networks also, I hear, that is an important part of marketing. I love a bit of networking to meet new people and socialise, but I guess it's a bit more important than that. What's it really mean? What should you be doing at networking?
I think above all else you need to enjoy it, which you just intimated you do, because it takes a certain amount of commitment. But it's about meeting new contacts, not just new customers, but also suppliers, mentors, co-workers, colleagues, etc., friends, and it's very much about developing a relationship. Sometimes people get a bit hung up about networking, not really understanding the term. But if you kind of substitute networking for building a relationship, it sometimes makes more sense to people.
Yeah, of course.
And
it's natural, isn't it?
Well, it is natural, although perhaps it doesn't always feel natural.
Yeah.
I think again it takes time to sort of get into it. I thoroughly enjoy it and make sure that I network for a certain period of time each month and what have you, and go to events and what have you. So, but you need to be enjoying it if you're going to do that. I think it's well worth the effort.
Okay. And finally, Alison, my clients, I guess, are typically owner-managed businesses. What should they be looking for in a good marketeer?
Okay. For me, what's really important is relationships. So for me, it's all about engaging with that person, engaging with the business. But as a minimum, you want to be looking at their portfolio, at their testimonials, and very much have in mind what it is that you're looking to achieve. Make sure you understand what you're being offered by that consultant or that agency, and that those two things match. If you feel there's a bit of disparity between what you're being offered and actually what you need, and trust your sort of gut on that, then I would say, keep looking until you find that right individual.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much for coming in today.
That's a pleasure.
Alison.
Been very enjoyable.